Welcome everybody. Today is Thursday, December 16th, 2016 or 15th. 15th or 16th, I forget which it is. I'm sorry. I'll have to correct it in the line above. Anyways, it is 1:48 p.m. I am literally just getting off of work. I got my GPS on, going to my next location. And something I want to talk about today. Now, before I go ahead and actually get to today's subject, I want to go ahead and change the batteries in my camera because I have a battery light flashing and I'm running on empty on this pair of batteries. So I'll go ahead and change them. And I will be back in a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I had to change, like I said, I had to change the batteries, and now I'm back. I'm sorry I'm not staring at the camera right now. I'm trying to keep my eyes on the road. But I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit while I'm on my way to my destination. I'm sorry if this video takes longer than it should, but that's okay. I kind of wanted to keep it a little bit longer because, like I said, I could be able like I said before in prior videos, I try to keep it as short as I possibly can, but there's so much content out there that I could post that I want to, I don't want to rip you guys off from your time. I want to be able to give you guys something to watch. And I'm sorry for the GPS in the background, but she's kind of telling me where I need to go. I'm about 15 minutes away or so from where I need to be. And I'm sorry, I'm still in my work uniform. It's winter time. I work in a freezer. So usually when it's winter time and I get off of work, I don't like to get out my stuff. Here's my gear. Keeps me warm when I'm at work. And I have my, even though I live here in Utah, I'm a huge Seattle Seahawks fan. I kind of like the Cowboys too, I'll admit that. But I'm not bandwagoning. My dad was a Cowboys fan, and my mom was a Seahawks fan. I grew up in Seattle, so I've always kind of been a fan of both teams, and I had to say that. And with it being Thursday today, Seahawks are playing tonight against the Rams, and I got to support my team. Even though the last few rounds against the Rams, the Seahawks have kind of stunk it up. I had to say that. I'm sorry about saying that, but I hope they win. But I'm having a hard time believing that right now because the Seahawks stink when it comes to playing the Rams for some reason. Anyways, let's get to our subject. And I'm going to stop. I'm actually going to pause the video because I'm about to get onto the main road. I don't want to be recording when I'm actually on the main freeway. And I'll be back momentarily for you guys, okay? Okay, just real quick, while I'm here at the stoplight, I want you to go ahead and take a look at the following picture. Okay, I want you to go ahead and look at it. I'm going to have it up for about 5 or 6 seconds. Just look at it, look around, just kind of get an idea of what the mall looks like. Alright, now that you have an idea of what this place looks like, that is actually going to be my location for today. I am heading on over to Cottonwood Mall, located in Holladay, Utah. Not to get confused with the Cottonwood Mall that is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. When I was doing a little bit of my research, I kept on looking up Cottonwood Mall, and it kept bringing me information for the location in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I am nowhere near Mexico. I am nowhere near New Mexico. I haven't even stepped foot in New Mexico since about 1991 was the last time I was there. I was 8 years old. Anyways, this is the location in Holladay, Utah. And the reason why I wanted to come here and show this location to you guys, the subscribers, and also among those other people who have not yet subscribed to my channel but fell upon this video. The reason why I want to do that is because it's kind of a weird mall, actually. It was a mall that opened up in 1962, actually, was when it opened up. So just think, when this mall opened up, John F. Kennedy was president of the United States. And the mall actually closed officially in the year 2008. And when the mall opened in 1962, one of the main tenants, one of the anchor stores, was a ZCMI, which is, I guess, a popular, which was a popular store here in Utah. To tell you the truth, I don't remember hearing about it or hearing of it before moving to Utah. Anyways, the ZCMI became a Meyer and Frank in 2001, and then in 2006 it became a Macy's. And a couple of the other anchor stores that I know of there used to be a movie theater there, and there was also a J.C. Penney that was there, both of which are gone. And to tell you the truth, here's something that's kind of confusing about this mall. Not only is it abandoned, but it was actually torn down, and it hasn't been rebuilt yet, but yet it's still an active mall. I'm not exactly sure how that works out, really. Or that's what I was told when I first moved to Utah in 2009. When my wife and I first moved here with our older son, the very first job I actually got was a delivery driver for the National Wood Products Company, not very far off of I-15, and I delivered a lot of wood flooring to a lot of the surrounding areas. Spent most of my time either here in Salt Lake City and its suburbs, and then also going on up to Logan, Utah, going out to Park City, Utah, and then going down into Utah County, close to where I live. But I stumbled upon this mall, this abandoned mall, during that time. I did not work there for very long. I don't think I worked there for any more than 6, 7, maybe 8 months at the most. It was kind of spread out because I worked there for a little bit, then I got laid off. Then I started working there again, then I got laid off again. Just kind of a weird thing. But anyways, in 2004, the mall was about 25% vacant. And that's a huge, massive number. And things just only got worse from there. More and more stores and locations in the mall started becoming vacant. In 2008, the entire mall just closed. Was done. It was out of business. The only store that was left open at the time was Macy's. And believe it or not, as a matter of fact, before I actually finish up that statement, why don't you guys go ahead and enjoy the following pictures that I found on the internet of the mall, of the interior of the mall, and just to get an idea, get a feel for what it was like. I showed you that one picture at the very beginning of this video to give you an idea of the way the mall looks from the outside. And I did not take these pictures, so I'm not going to take credit for these photos. To tell you the truth, I don't even know who took those photos, but I hope you enjoy them and get an idea for how the mall looked, what it looked like on the inside, because I never, the mall was already torn down before, it was already torn down before I even moved to Utah, so I never got a feel for it. So I hope you enjoy the pictures and to get like a feel for it, and let's look at the pictures. All right, now that we have actually looked at these photos, let's go ahead and I want to go ahead and go back into my history, share my story with everybody. Throughout my entire life, we pretty much my dad would pretty much take us to the mall whenever he could, just because, it was a nice place to go to, get us out of the cold or hot weather, whichever it was. I was actually born in Fort Hood, Killeen, Texas, which is where Fort Hood is. And during the last 7 or 8 years, you probably heard of. You will arrive at your destination. You have probably heard of Fort Hood in the news because of the shootings that were there, that have recently happened on and off base, just there in the area. I was born there, but I think when I was about 6 months old, then my dad was stationed in stationed in Germany, and we were there for about 3 years. I don't remember much of it at all. I only remember that my younger sister, she was born right after me. She was there, or she was born there in Frankfurt. And then we got stationed back in Fort Hood, so we lived in Killeen again. And my mom worked at a dollar store in the mall that was there, at the Killeen Mall. And I remember whenever my dad got off of work, my mom would go to work, or that we would have a babysitter. But whenever my dad was available to take care of us, I remember him taking us to this mall to go visit my mom, and also go to the Dairy Queen that used to be there, and give us. He would go out and buy me, my brother, or my sister, my youngest brother, who was my mom. I guess my mom was on vacation in Washington when he was born, because originally my mom's family lived in Washington State, and she was there when my brother was born. So right there, the first 3 kids were born in 3 different places. But anyways, my brother was just a baby at the time, and my dad would. I remember my dad would take us to.
You've arrived.
He would take us to the mall, and to visit my mom at the dollar store that she worked at, and also to take us to the Dairy Queen that was there, to get us some dilly bars. Now, during this time period, my other brother was born too, but he was born about a year before getting restationed back in Germany, but this time in Darmstadt, which was actually near Frankfurt, Germany. We had no mall at the time, or there during the 3 years we spent in Germany. So I kind of got a lot of very good memories of going to the Killeen Mall and visiting my mom there. And then when we were in Germany, we had no mall. The closest thing we had to it was a PX. And for those of you who are in the military and you're watching this video, I know you know about or what a PX is. It's kind of like Fred Meyer in a way, where it's like they would sell clothes, they would sell electronics. Some places, some of them had food courts. Some of them had, grocery stores and stuff like that. Yeah. So those of you who are in the military know what a PX is. That's what. When we were in Darmstadt, that's what we had, and it was not a very big PX. I know that PX now is closed because the Americans closed down that base and moved out, and now there are no more Americans there. No more military there at all. And I do have some very good memories of Darmstadt. And then my family, when I was 11 years old, this is February 1995. By this time, my family was. I think my dad was. I'm not exactly 100% sure about the details. From what I remember, but I got stationed here. I guess he got stationed in Fort Lewis, Washington, which is ironically where my mom's side of the family lives, and that's where he wanted to retire, so that way we could be close to, family, and that way me and my brothers and sisters can all grow up close with our cousins. Oh yeah, by the way, during those 2 years, my youngest sister was actually born too. She doesn't really remember much about living in Germany, or at least not as much as the rest of us do. But anyways, February 1995, my dad got stationed in Fort Lewis, Washington, and he was granted early retirement, which he did. He was given the chance to retire early from the military. I think by this time it was about 15, 16 years that he served in the military. So he took it, he retired, so that way we could stay close to family. And then we lived in Federal Way, Washington, which is, me and my friend, we lived in a cul-de-sac, and during the summertime when we didn't have school, we played a lot of baseball for the first few years we were there. Some of the best memories of my life, that was for real. I mean, and then I think we lived it seemed like it was like 5 or 6 miles away. We lived near the SeaTac Mall is what it's called. I did a video about it earlier this year. I think about September. I posted a video about it, so you can go back and check it out. Really good memories of me and my friends going there and riding our bikes there, actually, because none of us had licenses yet at the time. No cars, nothing like that. We had bikes that we would ride. Go all the way up to the mall. Me and my brother, a couple of our neighbors, and my cousin. My cousins lived literally right next door to us. They had lived there since that cul-de-sac was actually built. My uncle built the house they lived in. Anyways, we would go up to CJ Mall, watch movies, go to the arcade, go buy our video games, go to the Target. You know, a lot of good memories going up there. I served my church mission in Germany again from 2003 until 2005. During that time frame, that very mall was renovated when I was gone, and it changed. I went back and looked at some of my older photos that I took from before my mission. I was like, oh man, the mall's changed so much, and that's what got me into filming or photographing things around me that are changing. Malls in particular, I've been watching a lot of malls lately, or a lot of abandoned mall videos on YouTube lately, and I kind of want to do one of my own. Anyways, I got married, had a kid, and then my wife and I moved here to Utah in 2009. May of 2009 is when we moved to Utah. And I started working on this job around the very end of June, very beginning of July, where I was driving around. I ended up driving right by this place where I'm at right now, Cottonwood Mall. This is one I was telling you where it's both abandoned and active at the very same time. It's kind of weird. And about 90-95% of the mall was torn down, leaving just the Macy's store open. And that's actually the only thing that was left here in the mall. As you saw in the picture earlier, the very first picture I posted in the video, you saw how big the mall was. And now let's go around and I'll show you some more of the mall, what's left of the mall at least. It's not a whole lot, really. Anyways, let's get going, okay? All right, see you. Alright, I'm sorry about the wind. Yeah, this is basically all that's left of the mall right here. It's just this Macy's. This is where, this is the anchor store that when the mall opened up in 1962, it started out as a ZCMI. And then turned into a Meyer and Frank, or Frank and Meyer, whichever it's called. And now, as you can see, it's a Macy's. And then, if you remember the pictures, you can come along with me. Anyways, here comes the mall. Here's this is where you would go out of the store into the mall. But look at this. Nothing. Absolutely nothing where the rest of the mall would be. As you can see now, it is now just an empty field. I do not have a drone. I can't take a drone to the skies. But this is pretty much all that's left of it. I'm actually going to go see if I can go over down that way to record that side of it. That way you guys can get more of a feel for it. It's just kind of weird that this mall is left to just the Macy's. Oh yeah, and also T.G.I. Friday. So I'll go over there real quick and just do a little bit of recording while over there. And let's head on over there. And let's go over there. So I mentioned this, T.G.I. Fridays, and it was actually in the photograph that I posted at the very beginning of the video. I kind of want to go up and go check it out and see if I can go through the windows and record something through the window. Again, sorry for the wind, but I just wanted to do a little bit of recording because look at this. I'm not exactly sure how long this building has been empty. But if you look at the sidewall right here, you just see a lot of the wood like splintering up and breaking. A lot of the bushes look like they haven't really been well taken care of since it's been closed. Can't imagine it's been closed any earlier than 2007, maybe 2008. But as you can see, oh look at that up there. Some of the wood is coming off. But as you can see, like I was trying to say, it's falling apart. It looks like maybe a little bit of water damage on some of the windows. The windows over there too, behind the little bushes right here. See some more of the remnants right here. Looks like the bottom of the board, the baseboard, I guess you could say, here, fell down, landing right here, right on top of the bushes. So you can see some more of the waiting area in there. It's kind of hard to see it. I can't really get in there because it's locked up. See? Locked up. Yep. And this is definitely how you can tell this used to be a T.G.I. Fridays. Just right here. Looks like you got a little bar in there. Sorry, I just had the window. I had the camera right up to the glass. A little bit of seating area and a waiting area, maybe right here. To tell you the truth, I've never even actually been. I went to a T.G.I. Fridays just once, a long, long time ago. It was all right. Wasn't too bad. One other thing I should actually mention is earlier I tried to mention about the other major tenants that are in the mall. Two other ones that I just found out about. Not just found out about that. But I forgot about it. Two other major tenants were Woolworths. I know they were in a lot of the major malls throughout the country. And also an Albertsons supermarket. How about that, having a supermarket in your mall? That'd be kind of cool, actually. Alright, sorry about the wind again, but you can tell that some parts of this side of Macy's connected to the rest of the mall. We were just over there, on the other side of that wall over there. But if you look over here, about halfway up the wall, you can see a door. That door probably led to other offices that were connected to the rest of the mall. But the rest of the mall spread out that way. Now I'm going to go up these rusty old stairs and hopefully I don't hurt myself. So far so good. Oh jeez. Shaking a little bit. And as you can see at this intersection, we're in no man's land. Because there's no name on that sign. Nor is there a sign there in that light. Not on this one. Heck, not even on this one. Now I'm not sure about this, but it looks like the bottom might. It looks like a driveway, but it's hard to tell if it's just a walkway going to a parking garage or what. I can't tell. But it looks like this way up is a way to get up there to another parking structure, maybe, because it looks like there's a barrier right here, right in the middle. Anyways, let's go ahead and go on down. Woo, almost tripped on a rock. I'm probably not even supposed to be here. So I'm just going to be here for just a couple of minutes because I don't want to be trespassed, you know what I mean? Anyways, this is what I got right here so far. And you can just see the wall just deteriorating. Right here, right at the tip. It looks like it's leaning more towards me. Let's see if I get that angle right. Yeah, kind of leaning towards me, like all that weight and pressure. Now I'm not sure how long this power plant has been up there, but I'm not going to go there. But look at this. I absolutely love stuff like this, but if I wasn't so much of a chicken, I'd go a lot farther. I just don't want to be charged with trespassing or anything like that. That's where the rest of the mall would be at, right there. Way out there. Anyways, one last view of the mall from this angle. Sorry for the wind again. Here's what's left of the mall, just this Macy's and that old T.G.I. Fridays building over there. And over here is where the rest of the mall would have been, out in that grassy field. Sorry for the wind. I have no idea when the last time anybody used these rickety stairs were, but to tell you the truth, it kind of scared the heck out of me. I'm gonna admit. Now at that same intersection, looks like we have one of the main road entrances right here. So you see it buried up. Let's go walk on it for a little bit. Anyways, time to go down the stairs of death. some stuff like this. I can see down through the stairs, and it kind of creeps me out. So I'm gonna go take it down slow. Oh, jeez. A little bit of shaking. It's really windy, as you can hear it through the speakers. Whew. All right, now it is 2:38 p.m. I should probably actually be on my way home right now to go help out with the kids. I just did this because I work so close to the area.